I mean, you know, when we look at what a grandmother is now, it's not the same thing as what a grandmother was when we were growing up.
It's not. I was just making a joke. I was just making a joke with my best friend the other day. I said it's so crazy because I grew up in the generation of grandmothers, of the grandmothers that were Mabel and Myrtle and Esther
Everything,
and Vivian and
and
Christine.
rather,
And right. And now we in the grandmother generation of Keisha and Tanya and Latoya, and it's no shade to those grandmothers. I mean, they are still grandmothers nonetheless, but it's just it they bring a different energy than those grandmothers did.
and
And
grandmothers
I'm
taking the brand out of it because now they want to be a glam mama. You know what I mean?
right.
Glam mama.
Exactly.
Holding on to that
Exactly.
youth, baby. Holding on to that youth. Glam
Exactly.
mama.
And I'd be like, sis, come on, just let it be what it is. I'm fighting against my grades, but I
This
still got a few,
time
I
for
hold on to.
ain't got hair down. Wait though. But okay, so I mean, that's that. I think that's pretty much wrap it up. We got a lot. I think we should start in smaller goals. Like maybe uniting our community.
I mean, that would be a big help. Getting on the same page in anything at this point.
Anything.
Anything at this point.
I think if anything, the gays should do a mass exodus back to the church. Now that'd be the gag. And
Oh,
I
they
know
really
that
wouldn't know how to deal.
a lot of people critique my thoughts on that because they like the gays ain't left the church and la 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 la. But like you can speak for your experiences, but you can't speak for all experiences. I know a lot of spiritually gifted people that just don't feel welcome in certain places of worship, and they have created
Absolutely.
their own refuges in their own hearts and minds. But
Absolutely. I know
imagine if
several.
everybody went back though. You know what I mean? Like imagine what church would be like then.
Baby,
Hmm.
the children would not be able to deal. I think it would be a new renaissance of the days that our grandparents were a part of.
Hmm.
I think it would really rebirth some of those things that we've lost
It
along the way.
church cool again too. You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't know how youth perceives church. You know what I mean? But I know I was excited about like youth choir and like vacation Bible school and like all the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's why I'm wholesome now. Even though I'm surrounded by temptation every day, I still hold on to them. You know what I
And
mean?
it's very real because I'm so thankful for the churches that I have been a part of in my adult life now because w- as any church, you're going to have your pieces that are a little, things that you would have done differently, things that you wish were a little different. But at the end of the day, they feed my spirit with that same energy that I used to have, and it fills me with that same enthusiasm for church that I had when I was 8 and 9 years old. Where, yeah, we were in church every day of the week, but I wasn't mad about being in church every day of the week because that's where my friends were. That's where I could go and let my hair down. I can cut up. I can act up. I can laugh. I can kiki. Because at that time, especially, I was able to bring all of myself into the space and authentically just live, and it wasn't critiqued or criticized, or I wasn't questioned about whether I was black enough or questioned if I was masculine enough or questioned if I was this enough. It was just I was able to just exist in a space at that age. Now as I got older, that paradigm kind of shifted, but at that age, I know that was when I was most excited about being in church. I'm most excited about, going to Bible study and finding other things because I mean, I think that too is one of those things that is the reason why I am the way that I am, and why when people ask me for advice about life or life advice, my at the core of my messaging is always biblical or spiritual in nature because that's all that was my safe space, that was my solitude, that was my
That's the
sanity.
foundation.
It
That's what you were
was.
built on. We had a comment. It say, it's gonna take a lot of older heads to start performing the true acts of God, which is love. The elders are too set in their doctrines to conform.
And that's real. That I agree, there is a lot of old heads that are steeped steeped in what was. And I think it's going to take mavericks of the old church to really do something different and be brave enough to stand in the difference to actually make a difference. Ooh, come on, somebody. That was good. Yeah, that was good. I like that one. That one was good.
Yes, friend. All right. When we look at what a grandmother is now, it's not the same thing as what a grandmother was when we were growing up.
It's not. I was just making a joke. I was just making a joke with my best friend the other day. I said it's so crazy because I grew up in the generation of the grandmothers that were Mabel and Myrtle and Esther
Everything
and Vivian and
and
Christine.
around.
And right. And now we in the grandmother generation of Keisha and Tanya and Latoya, and it's no shade to those grandmothers. I mean, they are still grandmothers nonetheless, but it's just it they bring a different energy than those grandmothers did.
And
And
grandmothers
I'm
taking a grand out of it because now they want to be a glam mom.